422 suspects, including 3 foreigners, under investigation over alleged illegal digital financial service transactions.
654 mobile phones were retrieved, 22 laptops, computers, and 800 SIM cards.
Also, inflation accelerated to 42.5% in June from 42.2% in May, as food inflation records consistent increase.
These are items that have weight of about 2.9 and 1.8 in our basket, and they are recording changes in excess of 80%.
Plus, large-scale gold production in Ghana hits all-time high of 3.1 million ounces in 2022. We'll bring you the details of our headlines and many other stories shortly. Thank you for staying with us. In our first story today, a total of 422 suspects, including 3 foreigners, are being investigated over alleged illegal digital financial service transactions. A joint cybersecurity committee comprising the Cybersecurity Authority, Bank of Ghana, and IOCO has revealed that these suspects were involved in unauthorized loan provision via digital platforms. The following report has more.
Addressing the media, member of the Joint Cybersecurity Committee and Executive Director of IOCO, COP Mameya Tiwa Adodankwa said the suspected operators of the unlicensed digital lending apps will be made to face full rigors of the law if found guilty.
In all, 654 mobile phones were retrieved, 22 laptops, computers, and 800 SIM cards were retrieved as part of the exercise. And investigations are ongoing, and with the support of the Cybersecurity Authority, we'll go through the processes and procedures as prescribed by law.
For his part, Director General of the Cybersecurity Authority, Dr. Albert Enchibo-Isiaku, expressed commitment to rid the cyberspace of crimes.
The Joint Cybersecurity Committee is working closely with relevant law enforcement agencies and the public. Is assured that perpetrators will be prosecuted. Of course, the earlier action of awareness creation advisory will continue to go on. I believe in Bank of Ghana's leadership in taking actions against actors who are not licensed to provide financial services.
Head of Financial Stability at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Joseph France, says his outfit is committed to a robust digital financial service ecosystem.
The Bank of Ghana remains resolute in building a robust, resilient, and safe digital financial service industry, trusted by both local and international stakeholders. It has therefore established the requisite regulatory and supervisory systems to promote a digital financial service space of integrity that safeguards the interests of consumers.
That was a report by my colleague Bismarck Owusu. Now we'll talk about inflation, as Ghana's inflation rate rose to a 3-month high in June, with food inflation recording a consistent increase of 20 percentage points compared to non-food inflation. This may be a dilemma for Bank of Ghana whether to increase the policy rate or not. Inflation for June has increased marginally to 42.5% compared to 42.2% in May. Government statistician Professor Samuel Kobna Enim wants policymakers to take a critical look at factors contributing to the increase of food inflation.
Food inflation was at 54.2%, higher than the national average, with imported products increasing by 43.8%, while locally produced items saw a rate of 36.2%. Imported items continues to dominate in the rate of inflation compared to locally produced items.
Minimum, we've seen a widening of the gap between food and non-food inflation. So at the minimum, we need to focus on why we see food inflation going up relative to non-food inflation. As we indicated, we have seen about a 20 percentage point change between food and non-food inflation, which is higher than the gaps that we saw in the previous months.
Government statistician Professor Kwabena Enim has advised attention should be drawn to items that have recorded inflation rates higher than the national average.
Among the top 20 items, we see fish, either from a smoked perspective or a fresh fish perspective. These are items that have weight of about 2.9 and 1.8 in our basket, and they are recording changes in excess of 80%. So clearly, if you want to drive down inflation at the item level, this should be the focus. The other thing that should be the focus from the item perspective are those items that are commonly consumed irrespective of the characteristics of households and are finding their way into the top 20 items, one of which is fresh tomatoes. We didn't see fresh tomatoes in the last top 20 items that saw the highest change. We didn't see vegetables, we didn't see all that. But now garden eggs, vegetables, and fresh tomatoes have found their way in the top 20 items.
Western North region recorded the highest rate of inflation of 61.8%, with Greater Accra region recording the lowest rate of inflation of 30%.
A report by Nanekia Mensah Abrampa. Now, in more business stories, to sustain the gains made in the country's large-scale gold production, the Ghana Chamber of Mines believes it will require critical stakeholder collaboration. Large-scale gold production in the country hit an all-time high of 3.1 million ounces in 2022, representing an increment of 13% over the 2021 figure of 2.7 million ounces. Speaking to the media on the sidelines of the launch of the Ghana Chamber of Mines Awards 2023, CEO of the Chamber, Suleiman Akoni, stated that efforts must be made to sustain the industry as it's a backbone of the economy.
I think at the end of the day, you need collaboration and partnership. We can't do it alone. So I remember companies who push them through their awards. We want to be number one in various aspects of the mining business: innovation, corporate social investment, safety, health and safety performance, environmental performance, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, you need that conducive environment to be able to produce and perform to that high standard. This is where we need various stakeholders, government particularly, host communities, traditional authority. All of us need to pull together to support the industry because we know our industry is number one. In fact, in these difficult and trying times for our economy, it's our industry which practically is sustaining the industry, and we need all hands on deck to support us.
CEO of Ghana Chamber of Mines, Suleiman Akoni there. Now, economist with the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Lord Mensah, has described the Ghanaian economy as depressed. This follows latest findings by some investment firms, ranking Ghana as the leading African country with the highest interest rates among some top 11 African countries, overtaking Egypt by about 1 percentage point. Interest rates on treasury bills have witnessed a surge despite the implementation of the domestic debt exchange program. After last week's treasury bill auction, interest rates on the 91-day bill increased to 24.39% from 23.95%, and the 182-day bill soared to 26.02% from 25.79%, placing Ghana at the top of African countries with the highest interest rates. Professor Lord Mensah of University of Ghana Business School, however, thinks the news is not surprising.
Obviously, it's a signal that the Ghanaian economy is in depression, and until government shows a signal of reducing its demand for funds on the market, there's no way our interest rate is going to, come down. We had objective for going into, the debt restructuring. One of the objectives was that our interest rates are going to reduce, but that signal doesn't seem to be, coming up because of government's desperation of funds on the market.
He also added that governments cannot be blamed for these happenings.
Over the years, the government has sacrificed its other means of raising money with borrowing. So now that we've had problems in satisfying our debt and we've been blocked from the international market, there seems to be a narrow avenues for the government in raising money. And the main avenue to raise money is on the domestic market. And even on the domestic market, the investor horizon has reduced completely to short term.
We'll take more issues concerning the Ghanaian economy as the Bank of Ghana has expressed concerns regarding the high level of non-performing loans in the country. According to recent data released by the central bank, the total amount of non-performing loans in Ghana reached about $1.2 billion as of April 2023.
Data from the Bank of Ghana's Monetary Policy Report for January 2023 revealed that the year-on-year increase in non-performing loans (NPLs) for the first quarter of 2023 was 18.2%. This meant that the stock of NPLs in the banking sector increased by 18.2% from the same period in 2022. The head of banking supervision at the central bank, Osei Jesse, emphasized the need for financial institutions to take proactive measures to improve the current situation.
The Bank of Ghana has observed with concern some increases in non-performing loans, NPLs, and increases in funding costs, which may sooner than later threaten the safety and stability of the subsector. It is imperative that prompt corrective actions are put in place to curb the rising trends in NPLs.
Executive Secretary of the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies, Trineboa Kodua-Boakye, urged loan defaulters to reach out to their financial institutions when they experience challenges with honoring their obligations.
When one feels that there is a challenge that he will not be able to pay his loan, don't wait until you are chased, but rather go to the financial institution just as you went there to request for somebody's money. And if we do this, we will have a transparent system and default will go down.
That was Michael Ogbodu's report. Let's now take a listen to how the cedi is faring against major trading currencies and how some of our key commodities are faring on the global market.
On the interbank foreign exchange market, where banks trade amongst themselves, the dollar is selling at 11 cedis. It recorded no price change. The British pound gained a pesewa and is selling at 14 cedis 3 pesewas. The euro also gained 1 pesewa, selling at 12 cedis 2 pesewas. However, be guided that these figures will be higher at a forex bureau near you. On the global commodities market, price of cocoa is up by 0.21%, selling at $3,339 per ton. The price of Brent crude oil is up by 0.89%, selling now at $80 per barrel, while the price of an ounce of gold is up by 0.04%, selling at $1,958.
That was an update on the forex and commodities market. On the international front, a former human resource boss at Twitter has accused the company of failing to pay roughly $500 million in severance pay owed to former staff of the company. Courtney McMillan, who was the social media site's former head of Total Rewards, made the claim in a class action lawsuit. The complaint says Twitter owner Elon Musk knew about the severance plan before he sacked thousands of staff, but it says he balked at the expense. It is the latest of multiple lawsuits filed against the company over the mass firings that followed Mr. Musk's purchase of Twitter for $44 billion last year. The layoffs ultimately affected roughly 6,000 people, according to the lawsuit. That will be all for Business News on Sunrise. My name is Manu. Afful. For more business stories, please check out our website at 3news.com. Stay tuned. Sunrise continues.
FM 2.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Ghana, brace yourselves for another electrifying season of Ghana's most beautiful. The chosen ones prepare to embark on a transformational adventure. Our esteemed panel of judges, industry experts, and cultural icons will be present every step of the way to help these extraordinary women define their future. The stage is set for an unforgettable season filled with enchantment, passion, and the celebration of Ghanaian culture. feature. So mark your calendars and join the live show this and every Sunday at 8 p.m. from July 16 here on TV3.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, is it true that your Adansia 10 Dubai trip on chartered Emirates flight is sold out?
Yeah, you heard right. All 250 seats to Dubai on 10th August are fully booked, but all hope is not lost. There are a few more seats on Emirates for 13th and 15th August departing to Dubai, with the rates starting at only $1,650.
Huh, great. I can't miss out on this fun trip. Are there any other combo trips?
Yes, we have few seats available on below exciting combo trips. Nairobi and Dubai with Doreen Ando, Kigali and Dubai with George Quay, South Africa, Victoria Falls and Livingstone with Lexus Bill, Singapore, Bali and Malaysia cruise with Kwame Dazi.
Wait, how do I book now?
Just send hi to the WhatsApp number 0593 857 002 or call 0556 310 404 or visit adansetravels.com. All bookings from now till 25th July will get free pass to Adansi at 10 Gala Dinner in Accra.
Awesome.
It's a vibe.
Bank that supports you, a bank that cares for you. Hand in hand, we stand with you. So lift your head up, big dreams are waiting. We'll walk with you wherever you go. Where all your dreams come alive. CBG will make you smile. We will rise with you. Your business will flourish. Your name will stand out. Consolidated Bank, CBG. We stand with you.
I've got Bell back and I won't let go.
My name is Nanama McBrown. Many people think I get what I want anytime because I am popular. No, that is not true. It is because me and Kasano, I like the best, and when I find it, I stick to it. I have found Bell Pack Tea Roll, and I'm stuck with it. It is soft but not weak, strong but not hard. It is just perfect. Bell Pack Tea Roll is smooth and gentle on the skin. Same as Bell Pack Kitchen Towel. It cleans in one wipe. You can soak, squeeze, and clean again. One Bell Pack Kitchen Towel lasts longer and saves you money. It's time you switch to Bell Pack today and experience the perfect paper tissue. Say pocket tissue, table napkins, tea roll, and a kitchen towel. Paper chow. Bell Pack is simply the best. Bell Pack, just perfect.
To be a Bell Pack distributor, call 055 11 Another quality product from Bell Aqua.
So good like Bell Pack.
Usika seme nkoyiana quick credit siasia say sika pe ennafom intina yabasa ye becheche wo yambosia bonchehye ye ho wutumi babosia edifi aso ye fee 1500 Ghana cedis edeko na ne wo hia ne wo national ID card wo hia sa wo betu susu wo hia awowa ye ngiseke bia nto ho wo nsanso hia se wo ne ye bebue futuo bia quick credit wo homao say ye dwana wo pese wudi ana wo pese wo hye ejuma foforo ase ana say ye school fees ana po eyeye wo sumi ejuma ye fo nso ye wo bi mamo na mom kai say ye mobosua wo internet so afen so omantika krobia batan Bank of Ghana Ansah wo dwumedie yimu enti tutumri kana freyen wo 0302 200 390 ana 0596 920 833 quick credits London made simple kai say dwumedie yin hyehyeye kakra wo
3FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Hello, good morning. It's time for sports on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. I am Kelvin Owusu. You can join us on Facebook 3FM 92.7 or on Twitter at 3FM 927. The Ghana Football Association has launched the Ghana Football Philosophy, known as the Football DNA, in Accra. The event, which took place at the Africa Trade House Conference Room, was attended by many. My colleague Ore Kwampof was present and came through with this report.
12th of July 2023 could be remembered as a massive turnaround for Ghanaian football. It is the day that the Ghana Football Association officially launched the National Football Philosophy, a document detailing the DNA of Ghana football and how the team wants to be identified in terms of playing the sport. It is an event that took place at the Africa Trade House here in Accra and was graced by a number of stakeholders ranging from football coaches, former players, Ghana Football Association members, and then members of the Select Committee for Sport in Parliament. Ghana Football Association President Keto Kraku urged coaches to move the document on in terms of practicalizing it and ensuring that it brings success to the country.
To our coaches, our instructors, management members of our various national teams, from U15 to senior team level. Most importantly, from U15 to U23, it is time for you to work. If there will be a true meaning to this DNA, that true meaning will come from your individual efforts. And not only taking a copy of the DNA, not only studying the DNA, but also ensuring that every page of this document is implemented.
The technical director of the Ghana Football Association, Bernard Lepe, who led the initiative to put together the football philosophy, says that the document was fundamentally based on principles, not systems and formations.
Nowadays, you don't teach football through formations. You teach football through principles. You have principles for an individual player, you have principles for group tactic, you have principles when you are with the ball, when you are without the ball, and you can adapt this to different formations. It's not anymore like this, that Ghana must play the next 20 years also a 4-4-2. It's not like this.
Up next is to ensure that the document is sent to coaches and RFAs so that the next generation of footballers coming through the coast football and the lower age groups will truly understand how to play football the new Ghanaian way.
So that was Ore Kwampof from the Ghana Football Philosophy lunch in Accra on Wednesday. Now moving away from that, sports journalist and lecturer Collins Atapuku has lamented the poor state of Ghana football and says there is a dent on the image on the GFA and Ghana football with President Keto Kraku's statement at the Congress.
Juvenile teams, they can't do that. They are unable to even pay their first teamers. So the idea that we can trust Premier League clubs to properly take care of juvenile clubs is something we should let go. Juvenile business is a big business. In Europe, we are trying to be like them where clubs have these juvenile teams. But the reality here is that they can't afford. They cannot pay them. So let's allow people like Right to Dream are doing to invest so that we aid them. Other than that, burdening clubs with these in the Premier League with these challenges is not also going to help them. I think the president was in a very political mood. But look, football does not belong to that football people, as we call them. The president telling us that he, by virtue of his position, he has damning information on people in football, means football is damned. And it will not attract the right corporate attention we are looking for, especially as we seek to pilot an autonomous league. So I would have been happy if the president had been forthright and precise with that very comment. I mean, this is that. It happened with the betting when he said people were calling him, telling him and all sort of stuff. So I didn't feel that it's not the way to go.
Well, it's not the way to go. Collins Atapuku there. Now, Black Queens of Ghana have held their first training session in Conakry, in Guinea, ahead of the Olympic qualifier against the Guinea women's national team. The team departed Ghana on Tuesday and are hoping to qualify for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Here is Coach Nora Hoptel talking about her team and the ability to score more goals.
Yeah, I mean, there are two different things. First of all, we always analyze our opponents pretty well. They played the Wafu Zone A Cup, so we have good video footage. We know the lineup they play usually. They have two very tall strikers, which we are aware of. They often worked in with long balls and on second balls. So we know what is expecting us. But mainly we focus on us. We work still on our principles. They are overlasting. It doesn't matter which opponent we play. And on the other hand, we always create a game plan which is then framed and settled on Guinea. Yeah, we played now 3 games and scored 7 goals and hold the 0. So I'm maybe like it's a bit sometimes also the European way. I'm very aware of a strict defense, or let's say as we have a lot of ball possession, we need to have a good rest defense, that when we lose the ball and that we suddenly can close and regain it. So this is one of the focus we set, and of course we are Ghana, we have very creative players. In our DNA we are willing to score and have the possession.
So that is from Nora Hopto, very ready to get the very best for the Ghana Black Queen. To now moving on, the Ghana Under-20 national team are in action this afternoon against host Cote d'Ivoire in the ongoing Wafu Zone B Under-20 Boys Championship. To secure a place in the knockout stages of the competition, the Black Satellites must achieve nothing short of a victory. Burkina Faso emerged victorious in the second game with a 2-0 win over Samuel Bodu's side, securing all 3 points. Ghana settled for a 1-0 draw against Niger in the opener. With just 1 point, we sit at the base of the table. Now, Real Madrid's Antonio Rudiger has lauded the mental toughness of African players. The defender, who has spent some time in Africa and some days in Ghana before starting preseason training with Real Madrid, believes more African players will excel soon.
No, because Isaac, we came in contact with my brother. So, and I got to meet him in Madrid. He was there. We had a good time. Came for a game and everything. And it just clicked. So, and he asked me if I would support. And it's a good agenda. So that's why for me, I didn't think much longer about it to support him. And if we can give a couple of words to young people, I think that's very important, because it's not only about me. If I see African players around the world doing well, I am happy. So that's why it's so easy. You cannot compare. This is a totally different step, because you go from Africa to Europe. That's something I think completely different. Like me, I just left my home, but I was still in Germany. So, but for them, it's a new challenge. Weather, language, food, and everything. So it comes all like these guys, they're a bit tougher. So that's why for me, those guys, if they do it, they're mentally more stronger than I.
Well, Antonio Rudiger of Real Madrid. Now, Kelvin Phillips has spoken on the reasons why he struggled at Manchester City and reflects on Pep Guardiola's comments over his weight. The midfielder hasn't been able to command regular play time since leaving Leeds United 2 seasons ago.
It was just the fact that I'd gone away to New York and flown back, and I had the whole day, and then at the end of the day was the time I was reporting for training. So it was like I'd had a full day of eating. I stood on the scales and I was like 2 or 3 kg heavier. So Pep wasn't too happy, which is totally understandable, because you're more likely to get injured, you're more likely to do something, and especially with my track record that season of being injured, he wasn't too happy about it, which I totally agree with. So obviously it's lesson learned, and won't happen again.
Well, that is from Kelvin Phillips. Now, Wayne Rooney has spoken about Lionel Messi's move to Inter Miami, comparing him to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Great move, obviously, for the MLS. I think commercially, I think it'll be huge. I think to draw interest again from different regions of the world. I'm sure it'll do that as well, because you're getting arguably the best player to ever play the game, and I'm sure he'll come in and want to be competitive and want to try and help Miami climb the table. So I think not just fans, but coaches, players, I think everyone's excited to have him in the league.
So that was from Wayne Rooney. Now to some transfer news, and Rangers in Scotland have announced the signing of Leon Balogun on a 1-year deal. Well, the defender, who was expecting to have a 3-year contract, had to settle for 1 year after Rangers were not willing to give him more than that. Now, Leeds United forward Rodrigo has also joined the train to Qatar, and he's going to play for Qatari side Al Rayyan on a permanent transfer. So Leeds United losing their talisman and deputy captain. Well, let's have a quick look at Wimbledon, and world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz is through to his first Wimbledon semi-final after a straight set victory over Holger Rune of Denmark. The result keeps alive the possibility of a mouth-watering final at the SW19 between 23-time Grand Slam winner Novak Djokovic and Alcaraz. Alcaraz is over the moon on reaching the semi-finals with a 7-6, 6-4, 6-4 win over Rune.
It's amazing for me. It's a dream since I started playing tennis, making good results here in Wimbledon, such a beautiful tournament, such a great tournament. For me, it's, as I said, it's a dream, to be able to play a semi-final here. I think I'm playing a great level. Honestly, I didn't expect, to play such a great level, on this surface. But, for me, it's crazy.
Well, in the other men's quarterfinal game on Wednesday, Daniel Medvedev won a thrilling 5-set contest against Christopher Eubanks to move into his first Wimbledon semi-final 6-4, 1-6, 4-6, 7-6, 6-1. The Russian after winning.
Oh, I'm feeling great right now. Was a very tough match. At one moment, really close to lose. So yeah, happy that I managed to put myself back together. Where there was a moment in the match, I started just losing kind of everything, the focus, the momentum of the match, which can happen, of course, this level. And Chris played well, and I'm happy that I managed to put it back together and step it up to be able to win. So really happy and looking forward to next match.
Well, Daniel Medvedev then out to the women's defending champion Elena Rybakina lost in the quarterfinals as Tunisian Onjaber avenged her defeat in last year's final. The CC Jaber came from a set down to win 6-7, 6-4, 6-1 in the reverse of the match 12 months ago. Jaber on winning to get that place in the semi-finals.
Yeah, feels great. Crazy match, difficult match, but I'm glad that I got the win this time. Well, the coach said I followed the plan 70%, which is a high percentage, I think. And yeah, it was very tough. Sometimes someone like Elena pushes you to play a different plan. But I'm glad that I did stick to the one we agreed on. Even though there were very difficult moments, she was putting a lot of pressure on me. She was hitting amazing. So I'm very, very glad that I stayed focused.
Onjaber will now play Aryna Sabalenka in the semifinals today after she powered past Madison Keys. Now, the Belarusian, who previously said she could not watch last year because it made her cry, beat Madison Keys 6-2, 6-4 to book a meeting with Onjaber. Russians and Belarusians were banned following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and Sabalenka is happy on her return.
Yeah, it feels amazing. I'm super happy to be back in the semifinals and really looking forward for my semifinals match. And yeah, I want to do a little bit better than I did last time here. I've expected them to support her more than me, and anyway, it was amazing atmosphere. I mean, even if they support her, I mean, I was really enjoying playing in front of them.
So you take a look at the final four for the ladies, and there is Onjaber against Aryna Sabalenka in the first game, and then Elena Svitolina against Marketa Vondrousova. So that is the final four. For the men's finals, semi-finals, Carlos Alcaraz plays against Daniel Medvedev, and there is Novak Djokovic against Jannik Sinner in the final four. That will be all for sports this morning on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My name is Kelvin Owusu, Johnny Hughes and the rest of the team continue with Sunrise. But DJ Abiam would have some tunes for you this morning. Before that, have a brilliant Thursday.